was joking. I think he was joking when he said there are aliens he's just never seen.
No. First, A, Obama is scientifically literate. It's A. B, he said, because he's scientifically literate, he said what is scientifically defensible, that there are probably aliens in the universe. Anyone who studied that problem will arrive at that conclusion.
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in, what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51. There's no underground facility, unless there's this enormous conspiracy.
And there is.
They hid it from the President of the United States.
And they
That's what he said. But as former President of the United States, and we have sort of alien-adjacent culture, it was, oh, that must mean there are aliens in the basement of the White House or somewhere in government custody. They took his statement that, sure, they're...
You guys see, this is what is so sad. I mean, all of this guy has to do is listen to testimony of many people who have been in the CIA, the pale white horse. That's a book, The Pale White Horse. I'm trying to remember the guy's name, but anyways, he's ex-CIA. Michael Rupert. He's actually a city of Chicago, I want to say police, that the CIA was trying to recruit. And his family, Michael Rupert, is CIA. Both of these men were murdered because they refused to keep it secret about what he's talking about right now, which he has done zero study. That if he was to study what is the reason that people are saying these conspiracies are happening. But he doesn't want to do that. What he wants to do is just as best as he can. And I listen to this guy all the time because the dude is brilliant. So I got to give him his props first. This dude got a brain and a half. Now all I need for him to do is just use it to actually research why are people saying what they say. Instead of, I'm going to show you this and take you through all of this. His mind is until the 5 or 1% of the world tells me it's true, I am not even going to investigate it. And see, that's where this is the sickness of the world. This is what has destroyed our world. And this is the reason why, even though I know I don't have the best technology, the words that I am saying explains exactly why is it that the entire earth civilizations are in turmoil and hell. Why is this happening? It's because everything is done to benefit the 1%, at most 5% of the human race. And the over 90% of the human race are pawns to be destroyed, raped, enslaved, and that is the life that we all live.
Aliens out there and turned it onto the U.S. government. And when I heard his comments, that's exactly what any scientifically literate person would say. What people did with that information, he then had to come back and explain. I didn't even think that was necessary, but apparently it was.
And then Trump responded.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
On Air Force One in an interview and said,
well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. Yeah.
the aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. Well, he made him.
Now, see what Trump is talking about, whether it's classified or not, because you know he's a nut. But what he is talking about is that the American government 100% is keeping the fact that aliens exist secret. Now, whether it's classified secrets, I don't know about that. But whether it's kept secret, yes, 1000% It's kept secret. And if you study why the conspiracy of aliens, if you ever study it, you will see that the CIA people that are working with the aliens who have worked with destroying the black race, putting the drugs and the guns into our black communities. These white CIA people, connected people, come out and whistleblow, and they are targeted. They will tell you that they are going to be killed. William Cooper, that's the name of the guy, just came to me, that wrote the book, Pale White Horse, William Cooper. He knew that he was going to be killed, and he was announcing that he had sent his family to Europe so that he was going to stand his grounds in his home. And they invaded his home and they murdered that man because he was talking too much about the aliens and what was being done to African Americans, hushed it up, and now nobody even talks about it. Why? Because the 1% don't want it talked about. And what do the masses do? Well, until the 1% tells us, oh, it's okay to talk about it, we are not going to talk about it. And Michael Rupert, and man, I can't remember the other guy's name, but he's, I wish I could bring his name up right now. I want to say John something. I don't know why John is coming to my mind, but this guy, he worked down in the basement. What I'm calling the basement is what Barack Obama was saying, that, and I think he was saying it facetiously. He was not realizing that evidently, and I don't know why not, because he should know, the president is not allowed to have the knowledge and the high security that CIA has. So don't get it twisted. The president does not know what the CIA at the top knows, and is not allowed, and this is not a secret. The president does not know. And what Trump was saying is that, just that, but he's calling it classified information. A lot of times they release stuff because the masses are, as long as the government doesn't say that it's real, then it's not really real, whatever they released. You see what I'm saying? So the people, the masses just go without the truth. Okay.
He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information.
Trump seemed to stoke the idea that there is aliens. And then from that, shortly after, we had the UFO files announcement.
Sure, great. Bring them up. I love
They
it.
were going to release the UFO files. And now we find ourselves at a place where the general public is again really, really curious about the subject of aliens. And you see it on the Google Trend data, which I've got in front of me here. You see the up, the down, the up, the down, based on what people are talking about. So my question to you is this central question, which is, do you believe there's intelligent life in the universe?
So one of those peaks in May, in part, was because there were files released that week by the Pentagon, and dare I suggest, my book was released in May, May 12th.
Good timing.
Yeah, it just turned out that way. I decided to jump into the ring, not jump in, put a foot into the ring, more accurately, when I saw these high-ranking whistleblowers come forward.
So, my brother, stop that. You are a part of the huge problem. Why is it now that these high-ranking officers that are saying, hey, these aliens are out here. I've seen the UFOs. Here's the pictures. Now that we have high-ranking people, we are ready to listen. No, you should have been listening to the farmer. You could have known back in 30s, 1950s. Before you were born, you could have known all of this. What has been sitting there where people have hundreds and thousands of people are testifying to the same identical experience that this thing is happening, and we ignore them. It's just like somebody who doesn't have a dream lying. Well, of course, you guys, it's not really lying. What it is stupidity. Stupidity. Dreams don't occur because I've never had one. I've never seen a dream. So therefore, dreams don't occur. This is the exact same thing when people say that no aliens exist. With all of the people who have been given testimony for decades, and I know some personally, that they have seen. I've never seen an alien. I've never been visited or had knowledge of any kind of aliens. But due to the fact that I have common sense to realize that human beings get nothing out of, I saw an alien. What do you think they get out of that? Oh, well, they're all crazy. Now, how smart is that? And if they are all crazy, at least identify that they have this. When you are crazy, you can't hide it. I've seen crazy. Crazy will have everything in your life is crazy with the person. When you have a person who the only thing that's crazy is that they saw aliens, maybe we should just consider, did this person possibly see aliens? And then move on to the next person. But no, here we have these three officials, big high-ranking government people, talking about, oh, those aliens are out there. So now, Neil, let me maybe consider that it might be possible. No, you should have considered it when your fellow human being, the farmer, when the farmer first told you that he was seeing it. You should have considered it.
In Congress, sworn testimony. Whistleblowers, former intelligence officers, former military folk. And I said, all right, it's time to jump in, because no longer can you discount the testimony the way you might have done so before with the farmer in the back 40, who saw something and is talking about it, but didn't take.
Do you understand what he's saying? He said now, and when he says you can't discount it, he means he can no longer discount it the way he did when the farmer said it. You guys, please wake up. This is so important. This is so important. Neil, that is a horrible thing you said and believed. That any regular human being is nuts if they report something. And until the government reports it, you do not consider it. This is utter sickness that has destroyed our world. And such an intelligent, very bright human being with a very good heart. Why do I know? Because I follow you. So I'm just saying, you people, just like how you don't want to give me a chance. And there is not one person on earth that I know of. And I'm sure there is somebody out there. I'm just talking about all the people that I know. And I listen to all of these people, including Billy Carson, who is a great expert into the aliens agenda and the human. I would say that he's very close on my level. And but the closest person, only one person that I know of, and that's Seven Bomar. 7, S-E-V-A-N, Bomar. Why? Because I listen to what they say, and I hear how far and how deep they go. And not one of them, to my knowledge, has been able to go past this universe. And I not only go past this universe, but also talk beyond the creation of the creators of this universe, who I call the architect. But does anybody want? No, because I'm an old granny, 65 years old, forced to a chemical engineer, college degree, forced to, because of the color of my skin, not to be included amongst the other skin color. So I'm not allowed to be there. But guess what? They can never stop. They can't stop me from studying. And from the 90s, unlike what we have today, where all you've got to do is Google and get an answer. In the 90s, I had to go to the library. I had to research on how to get these older ancient books and how to get all of this information that I was reading, the entire books, to come up with understanding what was already on earth that would help us with common sense to know what's happening. And nobody is using this tool. And the number one tool is the Bible. Whoa, now she's going into religion. I didn't say that the number one tool is God's word. I said the number one tool that gives you the information to what the universe is, what the earth is, what the people are, who made the human race, what is our purpose. All of that you can get a good grasp if you have all of the other books before the Bible and all over the world that will tell you the story. And this is the reason why nobody can talk what I'm talking, is because even after you get all of this information, like Billy Carson, he's gotten all of this information, but at the same point, the next step is it's not in the books. You have to go to the cosmic library. You have to go into meditation. You have to go into fasting. You have to seek, ask, and it will be given. Knock, and the door will open. See, like I said, these are great tools that are in the Bible. It is the best book that I know of to learn who we are and who God is. It is the worst book with the most lies I have ever seen. But like I said, it's all right in the Bible. It will tell you, the Bible tells you that it is a liar. And you go to 2 Timothy 2:15, and it says, study to show thyself approved, a workman of God, rightly dividing the word of truth. So the Bible tells you you have to divide those lies out of it. We have been set up from the beginning of our creation. We have been set up and lied to be enslaved as a species. And see, this is what, now Billy Carson knows this part, what I'm talking about. But when you get into who we are as a people and what our purpose is, that's where he's lacking. You see what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I have not seen anybody on earth with the knowledge that I have. And does anybody want to follow this old lady that's got this information? No, because why? Look at my technology. No technology, just mouthpiece. But what I am saying is very, very powerful from the standpoint that you people who have a little bit of knowledge, I hope that it's at least maybe 5-10% of the people do know that what I am talking about when I say the Bible is the most powerful truth, and at the same time, the worst deception on earth. And another verse that's important, Revelations 12, I believe 12:9, chapter 12, tells you that the whole world, it doesn't say that most people, it says the whole world, that's you and me and everybody, me too, are deceived. You can't really stay in a human body and not be deceived of who you really are. And now that's when you are getting into a lot more of what I am telling you that the people don't know about. They know that the higher ones know that they are God in flesh. The Christians don't know it. So that's like 1 billion people lost out. Even when Jesus told them that he's going to his Father. Who's his Father? I knew. He knew who his Father was. And he may have been on a higher level to the architect who created the universe, who is not God. He's just another creator as well. Or when I say he, it's a group of entities that created our universe, which is, while we're getting to that point, the purpose of mankind. Mankind was long billions and billions and billions and before even the universe was created. We are one of the species that was created for a purpose of rising up to create the new universe through our coming together as one of all of the masses and living our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. In other words, what we were created for on the highest level purpose was to unite as one with respect for humanity and raise ourselves up through the connection to the ocean, God. We are one drop of ocean in each individual body, and that one drop needs to all at one time connect back to the ocean. There's nobody that I ever studied or listened with them on their documentaries that knows about what needs to take place, and that knows, I've never heard any of them talking about how right now today you do not have to die the physical death. You do not, and Jesus, that was in the Bible. Jesus was always saying, I came that you might have life. Everything he talks about, the way straight to life is narrow, and few who's gonna find it. I'm telling you guys, just these secrets that are in there, if you pull out the 10-20% that's in there of secrets, you would be amazed at who you will become inside. I was supposed to be dead at the age of 40 if I continued on the path of trying to serve my society. And I believe it wholeheartedly that I would have been dead because I was missing my purpose. And I came here from the beginning with a right to just be gone if I miss my purpose here. And so I'm still growing as a human being, and I am now 65 years old. I have the capability, even as I am now, sharing this information that is so much more that is never going to get into all of this video. But I have the capability to live in, to be 90. You see what I'm saying? If I grow even more and more. And I stunted my growth after I started realizing how it was starting to help me to transfigure right out. I was starting to transfigure into where I wouldn't be here to help you guys. And I wanted to keep my physical body so that I could take you guys with me and fulfill the purpose of mankind's creation. So now I just want to go ahead and let this guy finish insulting the farmer and then bless the officials. Since they are official, we will listen to them.
A picture of it, all right? All these testimonies that have existed in the past and accounts of UFOs, now when official government people are doing it, then, all right, it's time to take it up a notch. And what do I mean by that? Bring out the alien.
Now he's being facetious. See what I'm saying? That's what Barack was doing too. He has no clue how badly he is hurting society to wait for the religion of science to even have a glimpse of what truth is. When you lie that we evolved, just skip species 15 times, the only animal ever, just naturally, poof, we're a new species, poof, a new branch, whoop, poof, poof, poof. Nothing made it happen, just poof, time made it happen. That's the only thing that made it happen. Climate made it happen. But no dog turns into a higher dog. No cat, no bear, no dolphin, none of these animals ever evolve into the grossly huge evolution of a chimp to a man. And why didn't all of the chimps keep turning into a man? I'm just saying, it's because it's a lie. It's a lie, and you're teaching these kids this lie. Why? Because in 1800s, science, the religion, the Bible of science said it's true. So we're going to keep up with that lie. And this is the reason why we're still stuck backwards and barbaric. This is the reason why you have the wars and the killing and everything, because it was designed by our enemy that created us a worker-slave race. It's all talked about in the books before the Bible that talks about all of the stuff that's in the Bible. It's all over the earth. The Chinese talk about it. The Indians talk about it. The Mayan of America talk about it. The Egyptians talk about it. Every single ancient civilization race, they all knew that our creators had nothing good for us. And in the Bible, God admits it when he says, let us go down. Well, first of all, when he created us, how did he say? Let us create a man in our image. Clearly showing you that those are the gods. The same story that's been told all over the earth, that these gods did that to make a worker race to serve them, who are less than we are. And that we are the mistake of the gods, because when they put their DNA in us to raise up our intelligence, and then they took the DNA of an animal, chimp, ape, whatever you want to call it, they took these DNAs for breeding intelligence. And then Enki, the Babylonian text says, wrestled the soul, which is outside of the architect, through magical incantation. Wrestled the soul beyond the creator of our universe. He wrestled that soul from the ocean of all highest existence to what we are capable of touching, which is beyond those who created our universe. Don't get it twisted. The architect, the one that created our universe, the one who is the ones, the plural, is different from the gods. And the gods are just little beings that were able to help us with building the pyramids and all of that we have here on earth, because they raised us up. And so when Enki, I'm almost not finishing that thought, when Enki used magic incantation and Enki is the serpent. Every time you hear anything about the serpent, that wise serpent, we're talking about Enki, the Babylonian god, Ea, the Sumerian god, the water god. Whenever you hear that, whenever you hear reference to the sky god, you're talking about Anu, Father God of heaven. I'm just telling you, all of this information is right there, and I have read the books, not just got little pieces here and there and connecting things, because I wasn't allowed to work as a chemical engineer, and I needed to know what was going on with who we are and where we are supposed to go.
If you say you got an alien in the shed, in the back 40, just bring it out.
Okay, I'm done with this, you guys. So, yeah, Neil, please, if you really, really want to have knowledge, and Elon Musk, if you would like to have immortal life, I am not trying to escape this earth, because I'm trying to help the human species. Okay? And I mean, if it's my time to go, I've been ready from the day I first got here, because I've never wanted to partake of what this earth has. I'm kind of a different being. But anyways, besides that, Enki tied the soul. He wrestled the soul, kind of like what Jacob did in the Bible when he talks about wrestling an angel. Okay? When you are pulling energy down, vibrations down, from worlds and worlds away. And that's what the soul is. And the soul fought Enki, did not want to go into the human body. And when he did that, the soul, along with the spirit of man, and see, you will never hear anybody, they'll either say, oh, my soul, talking about the spirit, or oh, my spirit, talking about the spirit, which is the entities that are high enough to incarnate into a human body. So some of these entities are even from as far back as when they were living on these dark planets made out of AI metal, that were living with no sun, just black planets. Now, how do I know this? Because I've seen it. How have you seen it? Some through hypnosis, some through meditation. I'm just letting you guys know. This here, what you are looking at, Ezrath Bat Shem, Ezzrath. If you look that word up, you'll find me. The truth of who we are, our purpose. I don't know of any human ever to have what this grandma got. And so my number, and most people are not giving out their number. I'm going to give you my number so that you can actually talk to me. 765. No, I don't want to give you that number. 312-597-4877. So you have my number to contact me, and you can see that this is the real McCoy. Now, no human being that I have been able to listen to what they talk about has the knowledge. And here I am ready to give it freely. My book that I wrote, The Ultimate Common Sense of the World. Embrace it or go extinct. Is talking about this truth of how the masses are the only way that this species will continue is through a union of the masses to take control over the earth. The New World Order must be for the masses, by the masses, for the masses, by the masses. And so you people who are in power, if you give a shit about human existence, y'all need to help me to get this out and get it organized to help, because I am for the masses. I'm on SSI because I'm not allowed to work as a chemical engineer. I got a degree from Tuskegee University. Okay? So I'm just telling you guys, it's complicated. And now this video is getting pretty long, so I'm going to cut it off here. I will put my information in there for you guys. Again, you have my phone number. Most people, I don't have to worry about anybody contacting me because people don't want to talk about knowledge. So I've given my number out a lot. Take care, and I hope that we can come together and unite the masses, because I promise you, the wealthy global elite is only after being elite, being privileged. The 1%ers are only after division, war, killing, destruction. Exactly what you see. So let's change that and let's come together. Everybody, I'm out of here. Have a good one. Peace.